Hello friends, welcome back to the YouTube video lecture series of the subject Basic Electrical Engineering. Myself Pankaj Shah and we are studying the subject Basic Electrical Engineering, and the chapter that we have started, that was the AC Circuits chapter. In AC circuit chapter, we have already completed two video lectures. Please refer that two video lectures before, and in today's lecture, we are again continuing the second lecture, that is the definitions. So we have studied different type of definitions related to alternating quantity like cycle, frequency and many more. So here we are again dealing with some important definitions, and that two definitions are average value and RMS value. So what do you mean by average value of any alternating quantity, and what do you mean by RMS value of any alternating quantity? These two definitions are to be discussed in this video lecture. So let's begin with the first definition, and the first definition is average value. So the average value is the value of the DC quantity which, when allowed to passing through any electric circuit, transfers the same amount of charge that has been passed through the AC quantity. So basically average value is the value of the DC quantity. At that value, the same amount of charge that has been passed, just same as the AC quantity did in the same circuit for the same given time, and that means it is equivalent to that value of DC. So we can say that this value is the average value of that AC current if it has passed, that value is responsible to transfer the same amount of charge as the DC quantity done. So we need to derive the equation of this average value. So for deriving the equation of average value, first consider the graph. This is the graph of sinusoidal waveform, and sinusoidal waveform is having one positive half cycle and one negative half cycle. We cannot find the average value for one complete cycle. Why we cannot find the average value for one complete cycle? Because we know that all the sample current or a voltage we have taken in positive direction, the same value is having in the negative direction. Just same like maximum value in positive value is having the same magnitude in negative direction. So basically if we add all the values from 0 to 2 pi, then it becomes 0. So we cannot find the average value for one complete cycle. So for that, what we are doing, we are taking one either positive half cycle or negative half cycle to find the average value. So here we have considered one positive half cycle, and in this positive half cycle we have taken interval of time as 0 to 180 degree. So this is the waveform of voltage versus current, and in this waveform we have taken time 0 to 180. Between this time interval, we have taken some samples of voltage at every instant of time. For example, at instant of time t1, voltage is V1. At time t2, voltage is V2, and so on. We can take n number of samples from this waveform. Here we have taken 10 number of samples. So how we can define average value? So the average value VAV, capital V suffix AV, is denoted as the average voltage. So the average value is equals to the algebraic addition of the all the voltages at different instants divided by the number of samples, or you can say the time interval that you have taken that samples. So you can see this equation that we have taken voltages at 10 different intervals. So we can say that algebraic addition of that 10 different voltages will be V1 plus V2 plus V3 and so on up to V10, and divided by there will be 10 because we have taken 10 samples. So this is the average value in graphical, in simple manner. Now we have to define this value as analytical method, because we want some equation, the relationship between average value and maximum value, because in any waveform you can easily find out the maximum value. If you measure this peak, then you can get the maximum value. So from maximum value, how we can get the average value? So to derive that equation, we need to understand the analytic method. So let's understand the analytical method to derive the average value in terms of maximum value. So to derive that equation, we have considered again the same waveform, and in this waveform we have considered one half cycle from 0 to 180-degree interval, or you can say that 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi, but we are not considering the full waveform from 0 to 2 pi, we are considering the waveform from 0 to pi. So now in analytic method, again we have to do the same, that is V average is equals to algebraic addition of all the voltages that you have taken in the interval 0 to pi. So instead of algebraic addition, what here we are doing is, this is analytic method, so we have to use the maths. So in maths, either using algebraic addition, we can use integration. So we are using the integration. So integration from where to where? So here integration will be from 0 to pi, because we have taken all the values in this interval 0 to pi. So integration 0 to pi, and inside that integration we have to integrate this voltage, so that is V into d omega t divided by the interval, the base, the length of the base, because we know that to find the average value we generally use this formula, area to the base. So this integration 0 to pi V into d omega t upon the length of that interval, and that is pi. So if we put the value of V over there, then it will be Vm sine omega t d omega t, because we know that the value of the voltage at any instantaneous value of the voltage is nothing but Vm sine omega t into d omega t upon pi. So here Vm upon pi will be come outside the bracket, outside the integration, because they are the constant term. So now we have to integrate only sine omega t with respect to d omega t. So the integration of sine omega t with respect to d omega t will be minus cos omega t, and the limit will be 0 to pi. So if we put limit 0 to pi one by one, like first upper limit pi and then lower limit 0 instead of omega t. So the integration of sine is minus cos omega t, and we have to first put the limit, that is pi, and then we have to put the limit 0. So if we take negative sign outside, then it will be minus Vm by pi, and in integration there will be cos pi minus cos 0. So cos pi is having the value minus 1, and cos 0 is also having the value 1, positive 1. Cos pi is having the value minus 1, and cos 0 is having the value 1. So minus 1 into minus 1 minus 1, so it will be minus 2. So minus 2 and that minus, so that will be 2 Vm by pi plus 2 Vm by pi. So this was the equation of the average value, that is V average is equals to 2 Vm by pi. If you do 2 upon pi in your calculator, then you will get the value V average is equals to 0.637 into Vm. So this is the equation that is useful to find the average value of any alternating quantity if you know the maximum value of that alternating quantity. Now let's discuss the next definition, that is RMS value. So first of all, what is full form of RMS value? So RMS value's full form is root mean square value. So the root mean square means this RMS value is known as the effective value for any electric circuit. Why it is known as the effective value? This is the most important value for any type of electric circuit. Why it is important? Because this is the effective current or the voltage is applied to that circuit, and just because of this voltage and current, circuit runs properly. So this is the most important thing. So how we can define RMS value? So the RMS value of an alternating quantity is defined as the equal amount of the DC quantity the RMS value of an AC quantity is equivalent to the value of the DC quantity, which when allowed to pass through any given electric circuit produces the same amount of heat as it has been produced by the AC quantity in the same circuit for the same time. Means the RMS value of AC quantity is equivalent to the value of DC quantity. But at which point it is equivalent? At that point when this DC quantity produces the same amount of heat and this AC quantity also produces the same amount of heat. So at this point, at the same amount of heat production, we can say that the value of this DC quantity which produces the same amount of heat is equivalent to AC quantity. So we can say that this is the root mean square value of this alternating quantity, or we can say that this is the effective value of alternating quantity. So now we have to derive the equation for this RMS value. So let's first understand the graphical method, just simple method how to calculate RMS value from any waveform. So again we have taken here one waveform of sinusoidal of any quantity. Here we have taken waveform of voltage versus time. Here we have taken also different samples. But what here we have to do is we do not have to do only addition. As the name suggests, root mean square. So first we have to take different samples in different intervals. Here you can take samples from 0 to 2 pi. You can consider a full cycle over here, because here the quantity is going to be squared. So we know that positive square will be always positive and negative square will also be positive. So here we can consider the full cycle. RMS value can be defined for the full cycle. So what we have to do is we have to first consider some number of samples. Let's say we have taken the 10 samples of the voltage in this waveform. So what you have to do is first root mean square. So first what you have to do is squaring the each component, like V1 square, V2 square, V3 square up to V10 square. Root mean square, you have done the square of all the components. Now what you have to do is you have to take mean, that is average of that square terms. So how we can take the average of that square terms? That is V1 square plus V2 square plus V3 square and so on up to V10 square. Because V10 square we have taken the 10 terms, or you can take n number of voltage samples. So V1 square plus V2 squares up to V10 square and divided by number of elements you have taken, or you can say the base of this waveform that you have taken. So the waveform's base is nothing but 0 to 2 pi. So we will put here 2 pi. That is the base of this waveform. So V1 square plus V2 square plus V3 square up to V10 square upon 2 pi. And lastly root, because you have done square, root means square. So you have done square, you have taken mean, and lastly you have to take the root. So this is just the graphical method. From this graphical method you can find the RMS value of any waveform. So this is the equation, that is V capital suffix RMS. So VRMS is equals to under root V1 square plus V2 square up to V10 square divided by 2 pi. So in this way you can define the RMS value. If you are taking only 10 elements, so also you can define the RMS value as under root V1 square up to V10 square divided by 10. Either you can take the area or you can take the number of samples that you have taken. In this derivation, we will always take the area or the base that we have taken to find the RMS value. Now let's find the RMS value by another method, and another method is nothing but the analytic method, that is the mathematical method to find the RMS value in terms of maximum value. Because once we know the maximum value of any alternating waveform, then we can easily find out the RMS value. So again we are taking the same waveform. In this waveform again we have taken the full waveform, that is 0 to 2 pi. We have taken so many samples, that is generally treated as the V, that is instantaneous voltage V. So now VRMS is equals to under root integration of 0 to 2 pi V square d omega t upon 2 pi. So please understand this, all the terms one by one. So first what we have done is we have squared the voltage, that is instantaneous voltage, so V square. Now what we have to do is we have to find the average of that all the v square, because root means square. So you have to take the mean of all the square terms. So what you will do, you will use integration. So in integration, what is the area? In this case we are taking 0 to 2 pi. So 0 to 2 pi v square, in which respect you are doing this integration? Omega t, or you can say theta. So integration 0 to 2 pi v square into d omega t divided by 2 pi. So this whole term is now mean and square. We have done square and we have also done the mean, that is the average. And lastly, you have to do square root, under root on that term. So here the equation is ready, that is root mean square. Now what you have to do is you have to put the value of v in this equation. And what is the value of v in this equation? That is Vm sine omega t. But there is v square, so here it will be Vm sine omega t square. So Vm square sine square omega t can be separated. We can give square on both the term. So Vm square sine square divided by 2. So this Vm square upon 2 pi is constant. So we can take out from that integration. And now we have to only integrate one simple term, that is sine square omega t. But we cannot directly integrate this sine square omega t. So for that we have to use the mathematical formula for this sine square. And the mathematical formula to integrate this sine square omega t is nothing but 1 minus cos 2 omega t upon 2. So the formula for sine square omega t is nothing but 1 minus cos 2 omega t upon 2. So this 2 will be again common from this integration because it is constant. So now in outside integration there will be term Vm square upon 4 pi, and in integration there will be term 1 minus cos 2 omega t into d omega t, because we have to integrate this equation with respect to d omega, means omega t, or you can say theta. So now let's integrate this. So 1, when it is integrated with respect to d omega t, it will give omega t. So there will be omega t. Or you can say if 1 is integrated with theta, then it will give the theta. So here it is omega t minus integration of cos 2 omega t. So the integration of cos 2 omega t will be sin 2 omega t divided by 2. So here we have done the sin 2 omega t divided by 2, and integration is completed, and we have to put the limit, that is 0 to 2 pi. Now if we put limit 2 pi first and 0 after, because upper limit first minus lower limit, upper limit minus lower limit. So where we have to put that limit instead of omega t? So what is our term is now omega t minus sin 2 omega t upon 2. So if you put 2 pi instead of omega t, then it will be first 2 pi minus sin 4 pi upon 2. This is first term. But we know that sin 4 pi is 0. So that term is neglected. So only 2 pi will be there. Now negative sign, that is minus, now lower limit. So what is lower limit? Lower limit is 0. So instead of omega t we will put 0, and minus, there is a sin 2 omega t upon 2. So sin 0 upon 2, again sin 0 is 0. So this lower term will be 0. And the upper term, that upper limit term 2 pi, that is only available into 2 pi. So in under root there is Vm square upon 4 pi into 2 pi. So pi will be cancelled out and 2 will be cancelled out. So in under root there will be under root Vm square upon 2. And if we take square root of that term, that is under root Vm square by 2. So it will be Vm by under root 2. And if you do 1 upon root 2 in your calculator, then the value will be 0.707 into Vm. So you can say that RMS value is nothing but the maximum value upon root 2. RMS value is nothing but the maximum value upon root 2, or you can say that 0.707 into maximum value. So in this way you can derive the value, that is RMS value and the average value. So the average value and RMS value can be derived like this. So now let's see some important terms related to this both definition, and that is useful in calculating any type of values given in any sinusoidal waveform. So the first factor, that first factor is nothing but the peak factor, or you can say the amplitude factor or the crest factor. So what is the definition of this peak factor is? Peak factor is the ratio between maximum value to the RMS value. Peak factor is the ratio between maximum value to the RMS value of any alternating quantity. If you put the values over here of the maximum value and the RMS value, then you will get the value like this. Maximum value is Vm divided by RMS value is nothing but maximum by root 2. So maximum will be cancelled out, and this root 2 will be goes into the numerator, and we know the value of root 2 is 1.41. So you can say that peak factor is nothing but the 1.41. So this is useful when we either know the maximum value or the RMS value. If we know the maximum value, then we can find the RMS value very easily, and if we know the RMS value, then we can find the maximum value easily. Okay, so next definition is the form factor. So form factor is the ratio between RMS value to the average value. Form factor is the ratio between RMS value to the average value. So if you put the value of RMS value is 0.707 into Vm and the value of average value like 0.637 into Vm, then Vm will be cancelled out and that ratio will give you 1.11. So this is the form factor and the peak factor or the amplitude factor. So this was all the definition related to AC waveform that is very important in this AC fundamental chapter. So in the next video we will discuss some important formulas and vector representation of AC sinusoidal. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned.